how can advanced irrigation scheduling improve water efficiency and even boost almond yield?
So water scheduling methods, it does improve water use efficiency in almond. For example, there are mainly three irrigation scheduling methods based on soil, where we use soil moisture sensors, and based on weather, where we use what we call evapotranspiration and crop coefficient to calculate how much water they need. And based on plant, we use some sensors, some plant-based sensors to measure how stressed the trees are. So the best way to combine all the three irrigation methods to optimize almond yield and to improve water use efficiency. So if we go for the ET-based method, this method tell you how much water you need to apply. And for the plant method, it does tell you when to irrigate. And for the soil water method, for the soil-based method, this method tell you the depletion of your soil. So a combination of the three irrigation scheduling method is the best way for improving water use efficiency and optimize almond yield or even improve almond yield. And now there are new sensing technology, as I present in this morning in the North San Joaquin Almond Day. So this new sensing technology can even improve the water use efficiency, and it's becoming more affordable. For example, there is a cosmic ray neutron probe. This one, it eliminates the many sensors needed in the field. For soil moisture sensors, you would need to install many of them in the field to get the idea about the big picture of the soil across your field. But with this sensor, you only need one sensors. Since it has a large footprint and it's very practical, it doesn't need any wires, and you can remove it prior your harvest. But the main challenge with this one is the calibration, and the data analysis is very complex. In the weather-based methods, there are now available tools that can provide you with free ET data like OpenET and other platform, but the other platform you have to pay for, I think, for their service. I wouldn't say the name since it's not like advertised. And the plant-based method also, there are now available sensors in the market that can measure the stem water potential, not just at a certain time in the day, like at midday, but across the 24 hours. So you can detect the stress pattern of the tree across the day and every day. And this sensor actually, it's called microtensiometer, and they found a really high correlation with the pressure chamber data, the standard method. But the pressure chamber data is very laborious to measure in the field, since you have to do the measurement in the midday while it's very hot out in the field. So yeah.
So very specific times. And you did talk about a lot of these tools, and you talked about the data that needs to be kept track of. And you didn't say the word expensive, but I gather that subscribing to some of these services is probably pretty costly. You did mention a free one.
Yes, most of the new tools on the new sensing technology, unfortunately, they don't sell the service for you. They sell, they don't sell the sensors. They sell the service. So you have to subscribe every year to get this data. OpenET, it's a free platform, so you can get actual ET, daily actual ET data for your block and for your orchard on daily basis. But you have to download the data by yourself and do the recommendation. It doesn't provide advice, but it provides the data. But there are other platforms, I will not say the name. Unfortunately, you have to pay for this one, but it does provide service, and it does provide advice for you on saying, if you want to irrigate, you have to irrigate at this time and how much you would apply of this water.
Yeah, so some of those might be worth it, depending on, grower to grower circumstances. But, one of the last things I wanted to ask you was about some of the common mistakes that you see growers make with irrigation scheduling, and what are some of the ways they can fix those?
So some of the main issues is like starting with poor irrigation uniformity in the season. So typically, most of the growers, they don't do the annual DU thing. I would recommend it to do it every year, or even if they don't want to do it every year, maybe every 2 years. For the new irrigation system, it has a better DU, but for the old system, the DU, it's like decreasing. So if a grower has a poor DU, so he would, in some area in the field, so he would irrigate all the field with a like increasing amount of water to make sure this low area getting water. So he would end up over irrigating the field. The other mistakes also, if a grower has a field with different soil types across the field, so the different soil, they need the same amount of water, but the time and the frequency should be different. So this is the automation role here. So now many of the sensing technology and the sensors providers, they are partner with some automation service provider to have this control valves that open and close automatically to apply the same amount of water but on different timing, so to avoid over irrigation or under irrigation.
So I mean, irrigation technology has come a long way. It sounds like, there are all these sensors available and all this automation that has kind of just made growers' lives a little easier.
Yeah, it's become more affordable since the Wi-Fi and cellular data is now becoming cheaper and cheaper. So it's becoming affordable, and I think this is a trend, and many growers will adopt this since they don't have time for going and closing the valve and opening the valves. They have other stuff to do, taking care with spraying and other stuff in the orchard. So I think automation will play a very important role in the future of water. And with SIGMA Act, most of the growers, they want to report this water use. And going back to your question, what tools are free? OpenET, I believe it's the only available tool now to report on water use. It's water consumption. Actually, it's not the water applied, it's water consumption from the trees. But, some flow meters, they do need a calibration. Some of them, I remember when I visited one grower in the field and water was flowing in the pipe, but the flow meter was reading 0. So OpenET will play a good role here to report water for, SIGMA regulation, to comply with SIGMA rule.
And in an accurate way, hopefully. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.